morning. Freaking early as it gets. Well, not as early as it gets, but pretty damn early. 6:34, 10 minutes out from the gym. That's a good feeling. That tells me that we're on track. And I don't know if this is just me. I feel like, I guess probably 50% of people are split between morning workouts or night workouts. But at least lately, I feel like I wake up, I want to go get it. It's like, out of bed, bathroom, drink a crap ton of water. What am I waiting for? What am I waiting? I don't want to wait until 6 o'clock at night to get a pump. I want to get it first thing. I think that might just be to do with the fact that right now I'm dieting. So I'm not eating a crazy amount of food to the point where, like, by 6 o'clock at night, I'm so full and, like, energized that I've got a bunch of energy. Once I start bulking up, this pattern may change. But at least for now, the morning lift has been treating me quite well. So my pre-workout, literally, the essential, the Bumble Essential and the liquid glycerol is all I'm going for. And the Super Savage ends up being a little too much when I don't have a bunch of food in my stomach. When I'm actually bulking up and really eating, you give me a pre that has every single fucking ingredient in the world. But right now, at least, that raw essential, that's doing the trick. That's hitting me just about where I want it. But plan for arms, I think I've just got to see what happens once we get started. Tries will be involved, buys will be involved. Maybe a teensy bit of forearms will get in there, just a little bit. But I'd say what I'm really concerned with is just making sure I cover all my bases based on how I feel once I get in there and start warming up. So if my elbows feel nice and strong when I'm warming up, which is light single arm push downs, well then that tells me, all right, I've got the green light for heavy dips, overhead extensions, heavy push downs, maybe even skull crushers if I was feeling crazy. So elbows feel good. I want at least those three to be involved. Dips, push downs, overhead extensions. Biceps, same thing, but I'm actually a little bit less picky about my bicep workouts. You give me one 40-pound dumbbell and I can get a solid bicep workout. Just do a bunch of single arm stuffs back and forth. But what do you have for buys? You got Preacher, Machine Preacher, cables, easy bar, dumbbells, bicep bias pull downs. You got to pick of the litter with biceps. So I think tries are a little bit simpler to look at in terms of like the three main styles, or something like chest. You got pressing, and you got a fly-based action. Right? With back, you got pull downs, rows, pullovers. With hamstrings, you have hip hinging, leg curls. So try to break your workouts down into little bite-sized pieces like that. All right, I'm doing triceps. Did I do a dip? Yes. Did I do a push down? Yes. Ooh, okay, I'm halfway through my tricep workout. What have I not done so far? Oh, haven't done an overhead extension. Boom. Right? Something like that. It's just a good way to make sure you're constantly changing it up. Or, well, not changing it up, but hitting all the bases that you're aiming for. I'm going to miss my exit. Everybody's late for work, so they're driving me fucking crazy. There we go. All good. But yeah, dips, curls, push downs, maybe some forearm curls just to add a little bit of extra forearm action. And before we know it, probably within an hour of actually getting into the gym and walking around, I think I'm going to be posing down saying hell yeah. Now that's a hypothesis, that's only a guess, but based on historical data, what are the odds that I end this lift pumped? What are the odds that this lift ends with me saying, whoa, rather than, ooh, that was a bad workout? Right? I think the odds are in my favor, but I'm not going to coast off that energy. Right? Just because you're constantly bringing it doesn't mean you can say, oh, bringing it is just how I do it. Let's chill out a little bit. Now, if anything, the better you get at something, the harder you should keep going and turn it into this just crazy positive, freaking chemical reaction. But if I'm rolling in at 6:45, there should be some dogs in here. So let's see who else is getting after it early. This will be good. So half rope, half regular push down. Just grab long V handles like this. I kind of hold them at the bottom section. And it's like an underhand stretch, but an overhand squeeze. This is a good change up. Yeah. Yeah. What would you do? I got a lot of options. I'll think about it. Let's get a heavy one to start. Let's go lighter. This is the next one. 70's a bit much. Let's do like 55 or something. All right, come on. Yeah, that's something I don't see talked about, like an evolution of a set. Start with something where you're holding it extra hard, Do a few where you can't hold it, less hard. Do a few hammer curls, even less hard. Whoa. Sorry. Let's move on. This thing is interesting. It's a good stretch, kind of funky. It's very, let's just say this, it's a very fluid machine because this arm can move like way all the hell over the place, but feels pretty good. So, push downs, done. Now time for that overhead extension. Right, so I'm already 2 for 3 of my tricep box, but let's roll the sleeves up because this machine makes you look cool. Yeah, okay, oh shit. One more. Let's throw a 25 on. Yeah, okay. Haven't done a bicep biased pull down for quite a while. Or would you call this a chin up? Either way, think about this. What is a curl? You know, if you've seen me do these before, I've already explained it, but I'll go through it again. Right? Just here to here. That's that curling action. And for the most part, we always do it in this position. So I can tell you what, this feels way different than a normal curl, and it also is way different because instead of this, it is now this. But the driving force is not my lats or my rear delts or anything. I'm trying to completely relax everything except biceps. That's why I'm using straps, so I don't use my forearms either. And all I'm thinking, I guess what I'm really thinking is like inner pinky and palm towards my front delts. That's the pulling action that I'm imagining. And if you're not doing these, I'm not gonna say you're totally missing out, but they are different, so I'd recommend it. And if you try and you don't like it, well, you know, whoop-de-doo. Go back to the preacher machine you like. All right. Yeah, man. Let's go thumbless. Ew. Yeah. There. There. Deal. Okay. If I go too heavy, honestly, these handles just kind of start to hurt my hands, and I start using my chest, and I'm like, what am I doing here? This is triceps. So let's do a light squeezing set of dips. Like I want to hold these for like 2 seconds in the beginning, and then the next tricep machine or movement might be a little, grungier, just really throwing some shit around. But it's a good contrast if you do some light squeezing, controlled stuff with your heavy, nasty stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. That's good. Now, okay, there we go. All right, I have reason to believe this is the coolest lighting spot in the gym. Obviously, they're all cool, but I think this might be, if not the coolest, one of. Let's put it like that. If it's not the coolest, it's one of the coolest. There we go. Yeah, now we're cooking. All right. I'd call that pump checked. Yee. It feels nuts to say I've got like a casual Christmas tree. But let's go do the cardio. That's helping me keep that thing. And then I'll see you back in the car. There we go. So I was getting into it with a dude mid preacher curls, and I don't mean getting into it like an argument. I mean just kind of because this guy's serious. I should have got his Instagram. There's another dude in there named Carlos who I was talking to, who I can tell you a different thing about in a minute. But he's getting ready for some competitions, and we kind of just sort of got into like overall motivation and headspace in general. And it made me kind of realize, and I don't always like think this sort of thing out really clearly, but in, let's just call it self-reflecting, I think my motivational type is, let's just even say that. What is your motivational type, right? What motivates you? What makes you get after things? And for the most part, I think a lot of people are anxiously motivated. Crap, I've got to pass this class so I can get my degree. Dude, I got to finish this project so I can do this. I have to, I have to get in shape so that people think about me a certain way. I have to do well, or else, things along those lines. And I don't really relate to that motivation anymore. I think this is something that just changed as I got older. You get more comfortable with yourself, and if everything that you do, you own it, because you know that you're doing what you want to do, you definitely get this improved sense of, I don't want to say self-worth, but you just get you get a deeper kind of connection of like, I'm doing what I want to do. And if you're doing that, it's a very comfortable state of being, because, you're in control. You're the captain. You've got the steering wheel. You're in command. So, that's a little bit of a responsibility, because now everything that you do is up to you. But it does give you that freedom of, okay, I'm going to get after whatever the hell I'm getting after as hard as I can. But what I ended up kind of thinking about was, I don't really feel so anxiously motivated as much as I'm curiously motivated or excitedly motivated. I'm not coming to the gym thinking, okay, I need 10 pounds more muscle. I need 6 plates for 10. I need, any specific metric. And I already don't like that logic, but I'll get into that in a second. But I'm not thinking a need. I'm thinking, like, I want to find out what I'm even capable of. Like, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. It's in the future. It's kind of to be determined. And I want to see what I can make happen. And that just uncertainty for me is not uncomfortable. Me not knowing how far I can go and how big I can get, or how big I want to get. Like, the fact that I don't have that clearly pinpointed out in my mind isn't a problem for me. I don't feel like. If anything, it just makes me more excited to keep bringing it on the regular, because that's the only way that I'm going to find out. The only way I'm going to find out what I really got and how far I can really go is to push myself, and then, subsequently just fucking see what happens. So the reason I don't like that, anxious motivation of, okay, I have to be at this level by this time, or I have to be like this so that people will think this about me, is that's not how it works. That might be how it seems that it works, but it really isn't. There is no becoming. There is no moment of arrival, typically, where, oh my God, I finally did it. Everything else that happens after this moment, I will be the happiest person in the world because I won my regional bodybuilding competition, or because I, bench 315. And if you've ever done a show, I've certainly felt this. I felt it much more the first time around, back in the Arnold Amateur, and the, what's it called? The Legends Classic muscle contest show that qualified me for the Arnold Amateur. as soon as those shows were over and now it was, back to business as usual, you do kind of get this post-show aimlessness, because the setup of that situation is, okay, basically 6 months all being boiled down to just one day. And even that one day isn't just one day, it's just a few hours in the day, right? And what do you do after that? Well, shit, now you gotta pivot. You achieve the goal, now you have to pick a new one. So if you're always gonna end up pivoting whatever your goal is, then in a way, and bear with me here, it's like, how much pressure do you really have to put on yourself for one that is just a part of the process, and it's just a step along that sort of greater journey, right? Now, someone who's more anxiously motivated won't like that logic, because that sounds like it's diminishing the value of the goal. But I don't really think so, right? There's no one day in my life that I can pinpoint as a defining moment of success where I say, this one day, it's not how it works, man. There's no one day. And that's not how the gym fucking works. I mean, shit, you take somebody in the gym for one day, I don't care if they've got the most professional trainers in the world telling them how to do everything. One day doesn't do shit. And for me, for whatever reason, that tracks. That makes a lot of sense. So even as a beginner, like I'm talking 160-pound Sam wearing a tank top with Mickey Mouse on it, hitting a double bicep shot in my basement, and I'm smiling. I'm giddy. I'm giddy as shit when I took the picture, because I'm feeling big, even back at 160. Well, even back then, I'm not thinking, okay. I mean, if you boil it down, I'm not thinking I'm upset with myself until I reach a certain level. Because why, if you're on track to whatever that level is, why should you be upset with yourself that you're not there yet? I get a lot of contentness and a lot of satisfaction from knowing that I'm on track. For me to succeed and to, basically self-evaluate and say, how am I doing? It's not what have I done, it's what I'm doing currently. It's what I did today. It's what I know I'm going to do tomorrow. It's what I know I'm going to do the day after that. So, am I lifting? Hell yeah. Am I tracking my macros and all my calories and everything? Am I doing my cardio? Am I sleeping good? Am I keeping a relatively clear head but not stressing myself out about nonsense? All right. All of these things really translate directly into my goal achievement. And it's also extra fun for me because I want to do all these things anyway because it's fun. So it's, I just don't want to feel this external pressure, right? I don't want to feel I'm doing this because someone said so. I'm doing this because someone expects this from me. No, man, right? If anything, I want the expectation of performance. I want the expectation that I'm going to kill it to be, I want it to come from me, right? Like if I came into the gym, imagine this. This is so strange to even think about. What if I came in there, did some scrappy sets, and every set I barely pushed myself at all, and I just put the weight down, and I was like, God, I hate this. Right? That's a fucking that's a reverse alternate universe straight out of Marvel or some shit. That just does not happen, and I can tell you the reason why it doesn't happen, because I don't think I've given you a reason to think that would be something that I would do in any fucking world, and for me that's cool. I want to, when there's guys in the gym who walk in and people start standing up a little straighter, when someone walks in and this guy is just a fucking dog, he's gonna bring it. He doesn't care if anybody's watching, because he's not doing it for anybody else. He's doing it because he wants to do it. That sort of sensation and that just mentality is what really gets me excited about the gym, right? It's not the purpose of exceeding anybody else's level except your own, which is so cliche and cheesy. I know it is, but to have a logic like that behind your training and behind why you work out and why you fun, and you're going to have a much better time. And is that not the point? Like, yeah, I mean, I get to walk around big and cool and shit and lift heavy weights, but that isn't inherently cool. I think the coolest part is the fact that I get to have fun doing it, and that, you know, it's my thing, and I really like it, and I value that. So, you know, that's just a little glimpse into the Sam mentality, right? Like, I want to bring it as hard as possible, but I also want to do that because it's fun and I want to. I don't want this feeling of like, crap, I gotta look good for the camera, or I gotta look good for the people in my gym, or like, you know, I don't think that's where the secret lies. Not that there is a secret, but, you know, if there's at least a tip, it's the idea that if you're doing this shit for yourself, or even just to put it as simply as for the fun of it, you're gonna have a better time, right? Let's just put it like that. So I know I'm having a good time. So shit, maybe I'm on freaking track. But plan now, get home, get in the sun, get some food in my system, refill my gallon jug, hang out with the cats, get some more food in my system, maybe watch an old De Niro movie. I just watched this first and second Fast and Furious, so maybe I should watch Tokyo Drift. I think that might be what I end up doing. But either way, badass arm day. So I think I've got a rest day scheduled tomorrow. Or actually, I don't think it. I know it. At least I'm fairly certain. So that doesn't mean nothing. I'm still gonna get my cardio done. But yeah, I think no lift tomorrow. So maybe let's do a Q&A. Let's make it a Q&A. Boom. I always post the Q&A on like a random like YouTube post, but let's do one. I'll scan through all these comments. So spread the topics. You know, don't just obviously, you know, if you got a real fitness question, then drop it. But you know, hit some other stuff too. Don't make it all spice it up. Let's just say that. But I'll be scanning the comments from now until tomorrow, and then I'll what I end up doing is I read one. I don't think about it too much, but if it's a good question, screenshot, keep scrolling, screenshot. Even if it's not a question and it's just really funny, maybe that's your ticket into getting into the Q&A anyway. But yeah, so Q&A tomorrow at the minimum, and then maybe I'll just bring you back in the car to go to cardio, or maybe I'll just do cardio in the basement, and there won't even be a car talk. Hard to freaking say for sure. That's for tomorrow, and for now, I'm gonna worry about getting some grub. So I'll see you then.